Nice when you get in. Afternoon, we're down Glen Etive. So yeah, we passed a lot of potential park ups on the way, stopped at a few of them. The signal in Glencoe is absolutely fantastic, but down here in Glen Etive it's very poor. But anyhow, I found this little lay-by park up and I've got a signal, so I'm happy with that. It's not the most picturesque park up, but I'm not bothered, because across the road here we've got the most breathtaking view of Beinn Starav that you could ever get. And this is the hill we're going to do tomorrow, hopefully. There you go. Beinn Starav. We're going to go up that ridge, and round the back of that ridge there's another ret. We're going to cross that and then drop down a glen where there's loads of water and waterfalls for Billy to have a bit splash about in, and hopefully for me too. But before that, it's time for some food, time for some kip, and we'll think about that in the morning. Morning. We just moved up the road about 500 yards from where we parked up last night. There's a slightly bigger car park for Beinn Starav. Leave the car park and straight opposite the car park there's a track which we're on now, runs down to the river and a cottage where we're going to cross over and start heading up Beinn Starav, which is just up there. Absolute beautiful morning. It's cooler today, thankfully. It's only about 6 degrees at the moment. A bit better than yesterday morning. I think it was about 15 degrees yesterday morning. So we're going to get a good start. It's just 10 to 6 now. We'll get up to the top of there and then we'll get back down before it gets too hot. Apparently just below the bridge here is a very popular wild swimming place. Wow, that looks really deep. A bit deep for me to go in there, I think. Gorgeous though, just drops straight off from the sides, just black. Let's have a look at the other side. Yep, and the same down there. Inky black. Ooh, looks quite eerie. We'll be looking for some water later to have a dip, but I don't think I'll be going in there. Too deep for me. Billy will drown. Cross the bridge and keep heading up the track towards Coilita cottage. Past the cottage with the river to your right. Keep heading up the track, and a little further up here we're going to take a left. And we're going to start heading up that big broad ridge. Looks absolutely stunning. Head away from the main river, and there's a couple of little footbridges to cross just up here, and then we're on that ridge. Take a left at the sign here. The massive hill straight in front of us there is Stob Coir Albannaich, which you could incorporate into this route, but it would make it about 11-12 miles, so a bit much today. We're going to drop down just before that hill, a glen with lots of waterfalls and plenty of water. We've got 3 beautiful swimming pools just here. 1, 2, 3. Nice and deep, nice and clear. And just above that waterfall we've got this crazy looking water slide. Look at this. Fantastic. What a beautiful place. Right then, time to start slogging up the hill. Apparently it's a long, relentless pull up straight to the summit. So our route down from the summit's going to be, as I said, down the river. This track in front of us coming down from the summit there. We need to branch off here to our right and start heading up the ridge. There's a tiny cairn here marking the ridge. Behind us we're starting to get a fantastic view down Glen Etive. We're about 500 metres up and we've found a few nice pools, having a cool down. It is a slog up that ridge. We've still got another half as much to go. There's a rock star. Once we get off this broad ridge we'll start getting a better view of the mountain. We can just see the summit now. That's it there. That view behind me has got to be one of the best views I've ever seen in my life. That is absolutely insanely beautiful. I don't mind admitting this ridge has been a slog, but now I'm about 780 metres up. It's just getting easier. Adrenaline, it's just amazing. There ain't no better drug than adrenaline. When it goes right anyhow. Few stories of adrenaline I have to tell. Mostly winter tales, when you get stuck in places you don't really want to be anymore, or maybe on a ridge in horrendous weather, a rainstorm on Crib Goch, or a whiteout on Helvellyn. You'll soon know what I mean by adrenaline. That feeling where everything just gets easier and you could walk forever. It does have a downside. Once you get out of that tricky situation that caused the adrenaline, you get a big low where you go flat, and if you've got a few miles still to go, that's when you struggle. Adrenaline keeps you going. I'm not struggling today. The adrenaline is purely through amazement of how beautiful this place is. There's the summit, Ben Starav, 1,078 metres. The summit we were looking at earlier is actually the southeastern summit. There's only 10 metres between them. There's Loch Etive running down off that shoulder. Here's the Rockstar. He's smashing it. A couple of last scrambly bits. Nice grippy rock though. We're in among the boulders now. I would compare it to something like Great Gable in the Lakes or Scarfell Pike. When I was looking at it, the path from below, it was hard to see, but once you're on it, it's quite clear. As with all them boulder paths, you can't really see the path until you're actually on it. We're just approaching the summit now. Then Starav, 1,078 metres. It's a Munro. Wow, look at that view of Loch Etive. The mountains above Loch Etive, I don't know what any of them are. I could get my map out and try and work it out, but I don't feel like doing any work. Just looking, look at that. We've got the sea over there. We're going to head over to the southeast top now, then we're going to drop down that arête to the summit of Stob Coir, which is a Munro top. Then we're going to drop down off that and into the glen down there. Don't normally wear shades because it's hard operating the camera and the telephone and drone and things. You can't really see the screens very well, you know, with sunglasses on. so I prefer to usually walk just with a bandana on. But if you've noticed, I pull it right down over my eyebrows, and it does actually keep the sun out your eyes. It also keeps the sun off your forehead, which is even more important. But I'm walking straight into the sun right now, so we'll have the shades on for a little bit. Make me look younger too. So there you go. Beinn Starav. What a climb up that ridge was. But well worth it. It's absolutely beautiful up here now. Got a nice breeze blowing. Another beautiful looking ridge. Yeah, that's better. I can see again now. I've had this old rag on my head for about 15 years now, maybe longer. A friend of mine gave me it. It was a full buff, but I cut it up just to make little headbands. As you've probably noticed, I'm quite attached to it. Oh look, there's a massive pool of water over there for Billy. How nice is that, eh? Clean as well. Full of tadpoles. Beinn Starav's southeast top, 1068 metres. As I said, it's only 10 metres lower than the big boy over there. There's a path just below the crest on your right hand side if you wanted to drop down. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do yet, just depends on how easy it is to get over the crest. We've gone with a bit of a mixture of the erect knife edge and this bypass path. Sometimes these kind of ridges are the ones that catch you out in poor weather. I knew this bypass path was down here. Had it been poor weather and I hadn't done my homework, I might have tried to follow the crest of the ridge, which could have been very dangerous. Well, certainly when I don't know that it's doable. A lot of it's just big, heavy blocks of rock that you can't really get past. But we're back on it again now. Billy will always insist on going before me. I don't know why he does that, because a lot of the time when we're up on some of the more flatter grassier sections, he'll trail behind. As soon as we get on a ridge, he was up there in front of us. Maybe it's adrenaline. There he is, stomping his way across. And here we have the summit of Stob Coir, the end of the ridge. Sorry for the pronunciation, probably wrong. 1028 metres, and it's a Munro top. And Billy, as always, has got to go right to the very end. We're going to go down this path here on this ridge, drop into the Bealach, and then back down into the glen. We'll just follow Billy across this ridge here and get a better look at the glen. That boy certainly has no fear of heights, does he? Wow, look at that. Thanks for bringing me over here, Billy. I probably wouldn't have came over here. Look at this great big pinnacles of rock, buttresses, and that's the glen below us. Once we get further down, we'll get into the river and get some water for Billy, but looks a bit dry up at the top. Everything now is downhill. Just be careful we don't fall off this traverse path down there, kind of steep. Take it easy on our way down to the Bealach. Some very impressive lumps of rock down there, isn't there? Ah, you've gone the wrong way. Billy, back here. Back this way. Down here. Down here. Down there. Good boy. A vein of white quartz running straight up the mountain. Very unusual. That's a big river we're heading down to. It looks bone dry. I'm sure there will be water in it, you know, small amount of water will be running down it, so we'll get plenty of water, but it looks bone dry. Just proves how dry the weather's been. We really are going to be in trouble if we don't get any rain soon. We've just hit the bottom of the Bealach, about 750 metres, and we're looking for a path to our left that will drop us down into the glen. According to the map, the path is the other side of the Bealach, just as it starts rising back up. These hills across the way, as I said earlier, you could incorporate into one big walk, but too big on a day like this. We'll come back and we'll do them hills as a separate walk from the other direction, and then drop down the same path that we're going to drop down today. All this area in the Bealach was holding water, but it's bone dry now. Well, we thought it was, but our lad's managed to find himself a little plunge pool. It's a bit dirty, Billy, but beggars can't be choosers. Here we are. Here's the path down just ahead of us. Down there. Turn left and start heading back into Glen Etive. Not much water, Billy, but there's a bit running. Get down from this ravine and I can see some nice pools down there for you, lad. These white stones on this path are baking hot. Wow, look at Ben Starav. It's like the Colosseum. That's about all the river's got to offer, but it's good enough. It will get deeper further down, but I'm not sure where. Got a nice little bit here to fill the water bottles up with, clean and fresh. But we also got the filter just in case. Doesn't get much fresher than that though. Come back here, you need this on. It's got your telephone number on. Here. 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 Oi. Put your head in there. Billy. That's it. Good boy. I would imagine at some point this big ravine here is a wonderful waterfall. It's like a canyon. Look at it. Bone dry. We're back down to about 350 metres and about a mile or so up this glen. We should meet up with the path that we left early this morning. We're just about to meet up with the track we left this morning, and we started heading up the ridge. There's the ridge. So you know what we might have to do down here when we get back to them pools that I was looking at this morning as I walked up here with freezing cold hands in 6 degrees. I'd say it's probably about 25 now. Oh, look at that! I'm going in. Oh my word! Too deep in there. I'm going to the baby pool. This is more like it. Oh shit! It's freezing! Come on, Billy! Oh, let's get in the jacuzzi! Oh yes! Get on there! Oh! Oh, it's nice when you get in. It's colder than what I'm used to in the Lake District, but oh, it's nice. Look at him. He won't come in. Come on, Billy. Come on. Come on, good boy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy. He's in. He's in. Oh, this is heaven. You like that, Billy? Eh? That's about as deep as he'll go. If he slips off the end of that waterfall, he'll know about it. He'll be at the next pool. Let's go and have a look at the next pool. This one looks a little bit deeper. Woo! Oh, that's deep. I can't touch the bottom. Ooh. Woo-hoo-hoo. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Look at this for an infinity pool, guys. Does it get any better than that? It's not as warm as I'm used to in the Lake District, but once you're in, it soon warms up. Oh, look at that. It's like the bloody Blue Lagoon. Oh, wow! Beautiful. Woohoo! That is deep! Well, we're back on the track that we set off on this morning. By the time we get back to the car, we'll have done about 8.5 miles. It's been an absolute fantastic walk. I loved it. And this river is just beautiful. I mean, look at these ones. We're going to head back down to Glencoe and I'll catch you later. We're having hot dogs, fried onions and tomato sauce. I forgot my rolls, but I managed to get some bread. See you in a bit. So here we have tonight's little park up. Once again, not the most elaborate place. We're in a lay-by off the A82. Main road's just there, but I'm sure it'll quieten down through the night. Yeah, I actually went down into Glencoe after I'd been up Glen Etive today, and it was just bonkers. Motorhome city. Big motorhomes everywhere, people stripped off, sunbathing, parked up next to each other. I couldn't really stand it, so I jumped in van and have a big drive about and found this little quiet place, just me. We're actually in between Glencoe Ski Centre and the road that turns up to Glen Etive. But look at the view. The big buckle of Loch Etive Moor. This'll do me. Nice and quiet. So tonight's culinary masterclass is nothing fancy. Hot dogs and fried onions. That'll do me. I've got my tomato sauce. I've got my 4 slices buttered there because I ain't got no rolls. Probably end up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sausages. Yeah, that'll do. There you go. Sorry about the presentation, but that looks good to me. We don't need any fancy park ups or amenities. I had one of them big motorhomes years and years ago, but I wouldn't want it back. After all, we're roughnecks, and this is how we camp.